Hi there, it's a new year, Yunnan Kuai. And as in every year, a chance for all of us to think about how we can do things better. And in our China's Golden Triangle little community, we found one. And as is true with solving any problem, it starts with identifying what the problem is. Here's the problem. For centuries, writing has proven itself to be one of the best ways that humans can develop their analytical ability, their critical thinking, and their ability to communicate. And this has been validated in more recent decades by neurobiologists who can see the brain getting stronger as people engage in these kinds of tasks, writing, speaking, output of language. The problem is that in the world we live in now, it's trivially easy for AI chatbots to mimic human output. And so the value of a written document to demonstrate the writer's ability is rapidly declining, approaching zero. The value of writing will remain, I think probably for as long as we remain organic creatures. But the use of written documents submitted remotely as proof points for the author's, purported author's, ability, that value is fast disappearing. And that's a problem in many ways. So let's take, for example, college admissions. Historically, people who are applying for college submit personal statements or admissions essays or similar documents. They participate in writing competitions, Concord Review, the Harvard International Review. All these kinds of remote submissions of writing are increasingly and seriously challenged as having any validity. And this goes all the way up to PhD candidates who create dissertations. The dissertation by itself, a written document submitted remotely, will be increasingly easy for AI chatbots to mimic. Now, at the PhD level, schools have dissertation defense. That has real value that will last because that's a real-time engagement between humans about a topic of importance to all of them. But the written document itself, not so much. The same thing's true in the world of business. Applicants for jobs need to submit writing samples sometimes. Well, that's probably going to go away. Just like I think it's plausible that the application essay and the personal statement on undergraduate college applications will also go away fairly soon, because admissions officers already know it doesn't prove anything. It's trivially easy to mimic. It was before by just getting somebody else to do it, but now students can just go online and use a bot. That's the way the world is. So we live in a world where increasingly the only thing that can demonstrate somebody's real ability is real-time communication. That's why I think the dissertation defense is going to not just survive, but thrive in this new AI era. So I'm quite sure that we're going to see more and more places within society, industry, education, government programs that will be using real-time assessment as opposed to written documents to evaluate the potential of a candidate for a job, a candidate for a graduate program, a candidate for an undergraduate program, any kind of evaluation. In the undergraduate world, in the academic world, there's one company that's been doing that for more than a decade. It's called Initial View, founded by Gloria and Terry Crawford, who have been tremendous examples of entrepreneurship in academia. Initial View are a category killer in the world of academic admissions because by providing recorded interviews, real-time engagements between undergraduate candidates and interviewers who are themselves former admissions officers as a rule, the schools can look at that and say, oh, this is what this person's really about. This has vastly more value than a written document in helping the admissions officers at schools evaluate the qualifications, the abilities of candidates. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that kind of thing all over the world in many ways. And you're going to see it in China's Golden Triangle. Well, we already started last week. because it's obvious that we need to have real-time encounters for our research partners so they can demonstrate their value, because they're headed to college, undergraduate, or graduate programs. Eventually, they want to have good jobs. And the way that you get there in this era is by demonstrating your real-time ability. And the way to do that is with a recorded engagement. So that's what we're doing. We started last week. One of our research partners and I went down to visit a low-altitude economy company here in Shanghai, and our research partner prepared some questions based on his research, and they had a great discussion with the business leaders in the company. Now that kind of encounter is part of every research partner's project now. That's the first of two opportunities that our research partners now have for real-time engagement with relevant people to make their projects stronger and themselves stronger. The second one is the capstone of the whole research project. The capstone works like this. Research partner finishes the paper that has always been a key deliverable for the project. They then send that paper to a panel of 3 people. And that panel is 1, an industry representative, 2, a recent college or graduate school graduate, and 3, me. The panel receives that document. We prepare for a valuable discussion with the research partner. And on the day of the event, the research partner starts by making a 5 to 10 minute presentation about their research findings. And then we have a discussion about it, focused on what they've discovered. The presentation and the discussion are not about reporting facts. That is a really low value use of valuable communication time, because facts can be transmitted much more easily by a bot, by a paper, by whatever. The point of the presentation, the point of the discussion, is to give the research partner an ability to communicate their analysis, critical thinking, which results in observations about the research, conclusions about the research, recommendations perhaps, recognition of problems and perhaps how to solve them. Those are the kinds of things that the research partner will be aiming at from the very beginning of the project, with my help, of course, and that they'll be presenting on, and that the panel will be discussing with them. And we'll be recording that, of course. And that recording will then prove quite valuable for the research partner's future, whether it's applying for an undergraduate position or eventually a graduate position or whatever. This document, this video document, is a proof point of the young person's ability. And there's an additional feature here that I'm kind of pleased about, which is that by having these encounters with industry representatives, our research partners are demonstrating their value to the industry they care about, because that's what they're researching. That will lead directly to internship opportunities and eventually employment opportunities, because the research partner has already demonstrated their ability to relevant people who make decisions about hiring for internships or jobs. Kind of like that. Pretty sure our research partners will too. The most important thing for our research partners is that they're developing their real-time ability to prove their critical thinking and analytical skills and to communicate real-time about them. And that is arguably the most important skill for anybody's career in the 21st century, in the era we live in. I saw a graph recently describing what's called a K-shaped economy, with some people going up in it and some people going down in it. That graph is a reflection of the saying that's now become quite common, which is AI might not steal your job, but somebody who knows how to use AI may well steal your job. Our CGT research partners now have unlimited opportunity to demonstrate their abilities, because the book, which is coming out this summer, that's just the start. That's a platform. We build from that into opportunities in industry and general media, into social media platforms, into our own presence online, in offline engagements, events where our research partners have the chance to present their findings, discuss their findings, participate in panels, and otherwise show their real-time ability to communicate effectively about who they are and what they've done. I'm pretty excited about this, and so are they. And I think with good reason, because the research projects themselves have a lot of value. Even more now in this year with the real-time opportunities. project's a bit bigger than that, and I think it's going to keep getting bigger. And watch this space. I thank you for your time watching this video. You may conclude that there's some opportunity for you, your son, your daughter, or somebody else you know, to participate in China's Golden Triangle. I'd, of course, be honored to speak to you about that. Please feel free to contact me. Until then, have fun out there.